YouTube has another update that is said to make engaging with content for the deaf/hard of hearing community easier. If you're wondering what it's about, keep watching. I will be speaking about video communication softwares and social media platforms in this video. Hey, I'm TSC and I am a phonak hero. Here we share our latest thoughts about living with hearing loss and the latest phonak hearing aids and so much more. Before I get into this video, I would love to check in with everyone. I hope everyone's excited about the last quarter of the year. Keep pushing, we are almost there and you can do it. Starting from the 8th of October, YouTube introduced auto live captions available to access on their live streams, which basically made their streams more accessible and inclusive. Now we love that. We love that mainly because previously it was only available to people who had channels that had 1,000+ subscribers, but now it's available to everyone. But the only thing is that it's limited to 13 supported languages. And YouTube announced it in a forum community post saying, which I will be reading on here. It says improving accessibility is a top priority for YouTube, and we hope these updates will help creators reach a wider audience. They also went on to reveal several updates to captions on mobile devices, with auto translations for captions being introduced on iOS and on Android in supported languages, and the ability to search caption transcripts. And they said that those features are going to be available to everyone later this year. Fingers crossed. Now, I used to actively post on YouTube for a long time, but I had to take a long break for that, mainly because I found the process of including captions and captioning my videos extremely tasking. I felt like the process was not straightforward on YouTube and I had to use third-party devices. The reality though is that Instagram has mostly always been up to date. I think they released auto captions concerning IGTV in 2020, and this year they updated it with stories and with reels as well in 2021. So I love that things are changing to some extent. I know TikTok also has auto captions and Facebook Live has captions as well on Facebook Live. We still don't have captions on Instagram Live, but we do have it on Facebook. And just seeing how the world has changed over the years is a bit shocking. It makes me feel like our voices are being heard, and it always reminds me of the phrase delay is not denial. So even though it's taking so long, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't eventually get there. When it comes to video communication softwares, I think I have very different opinions on that. Zoom, for instance, for me has been much harder to use than Teams, and I'll tell you why. Zoom, the captions are more often than not really accurate, and I usually have to have a note taker in classes with me as well because I don't always hear what is being said, and that's the support that my university has provided me. But it's frustrating because I have to rely on a human being to hear from me. I also had to wait till the end of the class to collect the drafted notes and ask her what was being said. On their website, Zoom recommended that users use a third-party service to enable specific accuracy to the captions, and I think that's an issue in itself, because if we are trying to work towards a more inclusive society, then the main organizations or the main softwares that we use should be accessible enough that we would not need to go to other services to get captions or to get accuracy. Now, Microsoft Teams, on the other hand, is completely different. It has live inbuilt captioning on their services, which I love. I love it personally, and I have used Teams to attend job interviews, and it's been amazing, mainly because the captions are almost always 90% accurate in my own opinion, and there are also 28 languages that are available, which is amazing. So while there are some disadvantages and while there's still a lot of work to be done, I think it's also worth appreciating how far we've come as a society and seeing all of these organizations implement the right resources or the right measures to make society more accessible. However, despite this, I have opted for my final year of university to go to classes in person rather than attend classes online. That is mainly because I found remote learning extremely hard to hear what was being said, to ask a question in the moment, to be able to read people's lips. recently there has been a campaign on Twitter called C4's Caption in Action, following Channel 4's announcement that they will not be bringing back subtitles till mid-November, and this has led to a lot of viewers being upset, which I think is very fair enough. I think we need to do better in society and stop neglecting the needs of people around us simply because we may not necessarily be going through the same thing, or we may not have people who are going through the same thing as well. I think somebody having an issue or somebody not having access to something is enough for you to stand up and take a stance and, you know, fight for their rights and fight for the rights of deaf people all around the world. The world is practically moving towards becoming a more virtual sphere, and in doing so we also need to ensure that deaf people are not isolated and have the ability to engage just as much as hearing people. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you found this insightful. Just being able to see the growth that has occurred in large companies such as YouTube and Facebook, and how it has in turn affected how society relates with disabled people like myself. Comment down below your thoughts on what you think about the various implementations into these organizations or into these softwares, and what you think of them in general. Have you found them helpful? Do you think more work could be done? I am so excited to see the innovative ideas that are now implemented as we go along, because how the world is now may not be how it is 5 years down the line. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Share with someone that you think this could help, and I will see you guys in the next one.